Oh, big flex out of me. Big flex. Welcome into Two Dudes and a Doppler. To my knowledge, I'm a big podcast guy, but I believe this is the only podcast that starts with not one, but two meteorologists loosening the tie, leaning back in their chair, and
all right.
talking about the weather every once in a while, rather than all the time.
Do you pop the collar on this one?
Oh, Jamie, popping the collar. What is this? This is the 90s?
Popping the
Did you used to pop the collar back in the days? Was that your move that used to go to?
I didn't. Never been a pop the collar guy.
Never. I did remember.
What's with that music? What are we doing there? Okay. All right.
I did remember. I never popped the collar back in the days, but I remember seeing people that had the pop collar and the puka shell necklace. I'm like, man, they're so cool. Oh my gosh. And then I like try to pop my collar, and mom and dad would be like,
put that collar back down.
what are you doing, young man? Have some respect for yourself. I think they saved me from some horrible pictures being leaked out on the internet. But
I think they still come out on the internet anyway.
You can't really escape.
Aren't there like books devoted to like bad family photos?
Oh yeah. I kind of like that trend where there's like a really bad family photo and then they go back and their goal is to retake it one for one.
Yeah.
You know, especially when it gets awkward when they're a baby and then the dad's got to hold like a 200-pound man.
Did you have like the weird photo phase of your life? Especially like for me, it was like
Never.
It's right
No,
about
no.
seventh grade. Seventh grade, you're trying to figure out what your style is. And you're going through puberty, so there's all sorts of just craziness going on. I had a bad class photo in seventh grade.
What is it? It's like How I Met Your Mother, where it's impossible to take a bad photo. You know, you just cannot get them. You just always posing and good.
Yeah.
There are some bad photos of Matt Hefner that are out there.
I've got one. I can think of it. I got one. It's like my hair was weird, so I was trying to figure out the style that I wanted.
While you talk, I'm going to Google Jamie Warner because I don't know if it's going to appear on the internet.
What's that?
There is a famous photo of you where you got hair like down to here back in your high school days.
I don't know if you're going to see that on the internet.
I'm going to look. I hope I can see that on the internet. I really can. Please.
While you're doing that, maybe I can look up for the photo with me with a beard in it.
Oh,
I love
no.
showing people that one.
It's not there. It doesn't exist. If it's not on the internet, it doesn't exist. That's how it works, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
You are lucky,
That was
Jamie.
also back in like the 90s. I mean, that's like the early days of the internet. You know, they didn't know how to save all those photos back then.
That's back when it was cool, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Having long hair.
Yeah.
You think you can get away with wearing that on air today? You know, just hair down to the shoulders, just flopping around.
That's the reason why I cut it, because I was going into television. So I was like, I gotta get it cut.
I feel like that could be a
There
great
it goes.
sponsorship, you know? We can try to get Head and Shoulders or something, or we can have the Warner hair forecast. And you're just like, I think my hair is going to be flowing back in the winds with these gusts of 15, 20 miles per hour.
Man, if they won't let me have a beard, they're not gonna let me have long hair.
I'm thinking out of the box.
I'm gonna find that photo while you're talking.
You're going to be finding that photo while we talk about it.
Yeah.
I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, if you ever see Jamie Warner, if you're ever out in public,
Gotta get it. Tell 'em.
don't mention beard. Don't mention like,
tell him
oh,
that
I
beard
love
looked
beards
good.
or anything, because
Hold
he's
on.
going to pull up a photo
Hold
on
on,
his
it's
phone
in here.
from 2019 with a awkward angle where he took his phone and just went,
No.
and he's going to be like, look how good that beard
That's
looks.
a little bit of a beard. That's not the good one though.
Also,
Keep going.
I haven't shaved it in a while.
Yeah.
And this is not a statement.
Oh, it's noticed.
This is not a no shave
noticed.
November type of deal. This is
lucky.
a Matt Hefner skip some steps when getting ready for work in the morning, and
You're lucky I'm a fan of beards.
yeah, I'm lucky. I'm
I'd
getting
run
my
to-
boss
I'd run
right
to-
now.
Run to the bosses right now. Tell them, hey, Matt's got a beard. Not allowed.
Are you trying to find this photo? We are stalling time
Keep
right
going.
now
No,
for you to find this photo, Jamie.
No, because I've got lots of photos of people in my family.
A lot of things
Here.
that
It's-
bring
it's
me
in here.
joy in my life.
Just keep going. There's my granddaughter.
Let's go full cam on Jamie
here-
Warner
here's a good one.
scrolling down
Here's
on the
a good
phone.
one.
Yeah, what do you got for
Let's
us?
see, let's see. Well, no, I'm not gonna do that one. Well, it's like it's my wife and I, and it's like I don't, it's one of those where it's like you have to ask permission sometimes.
Jamie, let me ask this question.
Yes.
Maybe I ask it to the audience.
Yeah.
If it takes you 5 minutes to find a photo of you looking good in a beard,
You know what that means? You've got lots of photos of memories in your life.
what a beautiful,
I think that's a good
cherished memories.
Vacation. There's the solar eclipse. That was a big one.
Oh man, you got a ways to go.
I do.
You are scrolling. While Jamie's scrolling, We got to buy him a little bit of time. We're going to go to our next segment.
What is that?
We're going to be moving on to a little bit of weather. We're going to be going into something that we like to call It's Raining.
Somewhere.
It's raining somewhere.
Now,
Still looking.
he's still looking. He's still scrolling.
It's in there.
Sometimes you don't find the most exciting weather in the Ozarks.
Yeah.
But there's always something interesting about the weather. Sometimes you got to broaden your horizon. You got to take a step back. And that's what we're going to be doing. While Jamie Warner scrolls, we are going to be taking a trip.
What are we talking about first, Matt?
We're going to be going over to the Philippines, of all places, and talking about a little bit of a typhoon that they got, causing a little bit of trouble their way, making a bad day for some people.
Yeah.
Check this video out, Jamie. I know you're scrolling for a second. Put down the scroll and look at a super typhoon that went
Isn't that
over into the
wild?
Philippines.
Isn't that? That's like it's not just wild. It's terrifying.
That is so bad. You're getting this bridge. This is a pedestrian bridge that is flipping up and down, causing... somehow it didn't break. I'm so surprised looking at this video afterwards that it managed to stay intact. Didn't cause any breakage into this area, which is insane. Super typhoon going off. They had winds about 115 miles per hour. That's pretty good sized windstorm into that area.
Yeah.
It's incredible to watch this happen.
The way that bridge, and I mean, honestly, it's kind of a testament to the engineering of the bridge that it was able to take the real violent nature that thing was galloping there.
Yeah.
And speaking of galloping, this sort of thing has happened before.
Yeah. You mentioned this, and you're like, oh, I know exactly what this is. And you immediately brought it up to me. And I didn't know it until I gave it a Google. You're like, did you hear about this? And I had to look it up on Google. And once I did, it's like, oh, absolutely I did. And a lot of people have. This is, now what'd you call it, Jamie? We'll pull this up over
It's called Galloping Gertie. It's the Tacoma Narrows Bridge. And you had actually looked up when this had happened back in 1940. But this is, you know, there's certain things that like pieces of video that are just infamous. And this is one of those. It's basically a testament to engineering failure because the bridge was not that old. And what happened is the winds were very strong and they were hitting that bridge and it started creating a rhythm. And it's similar to what we saw in the hurricane footage there out of the Philippines.
Yeah, where that was starting to rock back and forth. You're getting that motion. I don't know how it didn't snap.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you see an example. Of course, that's from 1940, but you see an example of how that bridge, it started to gallop, like that's why they call it Galloping Gertie. It started to gallop so violently that it tore apart. This one does not.
It's just shaking back and forth.
Terrifying, but yeah, it doesn't break.
They had a super typhoon. We're seeing the effects of that. 5 fatalities were caused of it. I don't believe any because of the bridge. But with the super typhoon, you get winds 115 miles per hour. It's going to do that to a bridge. It's going to do so much more damages to homes, to trees, to power lines, causing one kind of massive headache of a situation over there. Something not as much of a headache, a little bit beautiful.
What, this
not
beard?
as scary. Did you find the beard picture? Let's go back. Here, Jamie. This is your chance. We'll go full cam on you. Oh,
I gotta get up there.
Little touch of gray in that thing.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago.
Oh, now it's focusing.
That was like 3 years ago. And just imagine, if you will, what it would look like now.
How good it would be.
I was green-lighted, by the way. So management here green-lighted it. They were okay with it. And then I had one detractor, and that one detractor won the day. And I haven't been able to have a beard since.
If you see Jamie Warner, or maybe you want to support the show, let's go this way. If you are a fan of Two Dudes in a Doppler, write in to Color 10 and say, give Jamie Warner a beard. He looks outstanding.
He is a grown man and should be able to have a beard.
He looks like a babyface assassin right now. We need to remove that. And get some hair under his nose.
I am half a century old. I deserve to have a beard.
You're dating yourself, Chief.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
I thought you're not quite half a century.
Look at these bags, man. That's what's dating myself. Look at that.
Oh,
I didn't have that 10 years ago.
Next clip. rolling it.
Okay.
We're going to Pennsylvania to talk about something that a lot of people on Facebook claim that they understand, but they have no clue what it actually means. Gravity waves. Oh gosh, I'm going to get on a little rant about that. But look at the clouds over in Pennsylvania. We're starting to see these ripples where you have these bands of clouds taking place, and then they start to disappear.
And notice they don't really move very much. They don't move with the apparent flow. You can see clouds above the ripples moving from left to right across the image.
Yeah.
But those ripples are pretty steady state. They're not really moving very much.
And this is how I would describe it, is you have to picture the air above us, not as emptiness, but almost like a fluid, almost like a pond of water. And you're getting a stone that's getting cast in there. It's creating a ripple effect in those clouds, just like if you try to skip a stone across water. I remember, this is probably about 4 years ago, when NASA came out and they proved that gravity waves existed. It was a theory. And then they came out and they're
really?
like...
I don't remember this, because I know gravity waves have been, that term has been thrown around for decades.
It was a theory, and then NASA came out and they go, hey, we found something to prove gravity waves, and it was with space, right? The amount of people on Facebook, and I'm talking about people that I think didn't even graduate high school, that goes like, yep, I knew at one day that we're going to find the theory for gravity waves to be proven because it was going to be true. It was a law of physics that I knew had to be. I'm like,
yes,
guys, I took 3 years of physics in college, and gravity waves are one of the things I'm like, oh my gosh.
Does it also correlate with a flat planet?
Oh my gosh. No? We're getting off topic. We're talking about beards. We're talking about gravity waves.
But I mean, it's like
we can't start talking about flat Earth.
With a gravity wave, it's just like you said. It's like if you tossed a pebble into a pond of water, and you would see this wave, this ripple, emanate from where the rock went in. And so what that's, we're saying that's what it's like. Okay, so with gravity waves in the atmosphere, you have something that has to start that motion.
Start the process. Yep.
So you have, you can have a thunderstorm notorious for generating gravity waves.
Yeah.
And so that thunderstorm rises into the atmosphere and it hits a stable layer of air and it causes a ripple to emanate in all directions. And that is a gravity wave. But there are other ways you can do it.
I'm curious. When I initially saw this, it's the same type of question I had. Is we got to start a ripple somehow. I wonder if this is air getting pushed up kind of the Appalachians. Because that's southern Pennsylvania.
You're almost getting into like lenticular cloud,
Yeah.
But a lot of times, thunderstorms, some sort of like pulse that creates, again, this little wave that emanates through a stable layer of air. So you have
a little bit of that push.
Within that stable layer of air, you have a point that is where there are no clouds, and then you have a point in the wave where there are clouds. And that's where you have like the trough and the ridge in that wave. So where the ridge is, it's lifting the air and you're generating that band of clouds. Where the trough in the wave is, that's where you've got dropping air. There's a better way to put that. But where that goes down, the clouds disappear or dissipate. So,
yep, you're seeing alternating stable air, unstable air, rising air, sinking air, going back and forth with those ripples as it's kind of going up and down, up and down effect, up and down effect. Lots of ways to get clouds. Lots of difficult ways, lots of cool ways, lots of fun ways. I'm a big cloud guy. My Wi-Fi password, if you're ever at my apartment.
Cloud guy?
No. The Wi-Fi is called, you guys are all welcome. The Wi-Fi is called Clouds Are Cool, and the password is Cumulus1. Because cumulus clouds, they're number one in my heart.
I was going to say, who's Cumulus 2?
Who's Cumulus 2, huh?
That's like, I'm working on it.
But look at this, Jamie. So that was some footage of gravity waves. This is also some NASA images where you're seeing that effect a little bit better. Here's kind of that ripple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what we're looking at. Here's another kind of trying to draw them in for you, and I think I'm adding to the confusion rather than helping. But
add some happy trees in there too.
Bob Ross says I do a beautiful job painting gravity waves in place. It is something that I really excel at. Let's go something a little bit more exciting.
Okay, what's
How do
that?
you feel about that? Let's try to heighten some people up.
Okay.
This one not as much related to weather, but it's related to the woods.
I mean, I think everybody can relate to this though.
Yeah.
Especially like if you you live in this part of the country or the South or really just about anywhere now. I mean,
it's a time where when someone comes over to your house and they're getting ready to leave, you say, "Thanks for coming. Watch out for deer on the ride home." Here's an officer that needed that advice. Let's go to body cam footage of him trying to track down some suspects that were fleeing on the run. Went out into the woods. This is what he saw.
Hey.
Yeah. Did you see how? I mean, that deer.
Sugar, dude.
That's the best part too when he says "Holy sugar."
Got that one.
And I think credit to this guy for saying "Holy sugar."
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be dropping a sugar. Yeah,
I feel like that guy has worked on that because he knows he's on camera, so he has to be careful with what he says and how he says.
Look at the
things.
juke at him.
I know. I mean, that deer looks like it's flying. For a moment there, it's like that's Rudolph right there.
For all the hunters out there, how many points on that antler? Did you count it enough?
I think I saw maybe at least 4.
Let me see if I can.
Let's
see if we can pause it. Oh. One?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
3, 4,
at least.
6. Look at that guy.
It's flying.
Holy sugar, dude. I don't know any other way to describe that.
And in that scene right, of course, that guy's walking down a path, but I mean, you were talking about like we can all relate to this if you, especially if you've grown up in a more rural area. At some point or another, you're driving down the road and that happens to you. You watch it fly across the face of your car.
Oh.
Hopefully not hitting your car.
Oh, that's always so stressful. You're driving and you see one deer, and then you slow down because you're like, when there's one, there's a family of them. And maybe you see that last one try to jolt across the runway or run across the highway, and that is it's this time of the year. Yeah. You see deer out of woods, you got to have your headlights on, and then you never know when the deer see your headlights. Are they going to stand still? Are they going to freeze?
Yeah.
Are they going to be like, now's my time to shine?
Yeah.
Wow. Holy sugar. That is one way to describe it. Let's dive into our next section.
I think we got some time for that.
Because we got a little bit of time to get into it. Winter's around the corner. I think it's time that we talk about kind of our expectations for winter, what could be coming our way.
Yeah.
Doing a real quick Doppler dive with you guys.
Doppler dive.
Doppler dive. I still got the deer on the screen. Let me get that guy away. This time we got to start talking about winter. It's transitioning to the page. A lot of people are wondering, how bad is it going to be this winter? And we have talked about it in some places. I don't think we've ever came out and officially said, this is our winter outlook for 2025 yet. But if you've been paying attention, we've been kind of giving our clues.
And I want to give like the disclaimer on this. I think seasonal forecasts are
you hate doing
so hard. Well, because there's so many factors that come into play. You could say, it's going to be a warm winter, but then, okay, maybe 2 of the months are warm, but then you have that one brutally cold month that comes with a lot of snow or ice. What are people going to remember? They're not going to remember that it was warm 2 months out of that winter. They're going to remember the snow and the cold that 1 month.
Yep. It's something that's so hard because if you say, I think it's going to be below average on snowfall, but you get one ice event, you get an 08 ice storm, and then that's what people remember.
Or you get one snowstorm that dumps, 10 inches of snow, and you're going, 6 inches this season. So, yeah, it's so tricky, and there's so many different ingredients that come into play. It's not just one thing. I know people throw out, La Nina, and La Nina or El Nino, or it's a neutral phase event. So it does play a role in the likelihood of one kind of winter versus another, but you have degrees of those things. A strong La Nina is going to produce something different from a weak La Nina. Same thing for an El Nino or a strong El Nino. It's just, I don't know.
With those different ways to slice it up, this is something that I did earlier. As I talked about, I broke down the myth. Does our long summer lead to a harsh winter? Because I kept hearing people say that all the time. We got a long summer. This is a harsh winter coming. There's a harsh winter coming. And we definitely met the definition of a long summer where we had 9 degrees above average for October. 25th warmest September ever occurring. And so I looked at this. Since 2000, these are the years that I think fit the definition of what I would call a long summer. 2024, we had it. 2023, we had it. 2021, 2019, 2017. About half of those produce harsh winter. So I don't think it's a one-for-one of like, hey, we had a long summer, we're getting a harsh winter. But something that is definitely worth talking about is some of these snow totals. Yeah. Last year, cold winter, snowy winter, 15 inches of snow. Year before, had that long summer, warm, not a lot of snow. So there's not really a one-for-one example of what you can expect, because even if it's from 2024 to 2023, it changed.
I do think you can say that there are generalities. I think that there are times where you can say, okay, there seems to be a pattern. It doesn't always hold, but there seems to be a pattern. Like, for example, if you have a warm month of November, for me, in my life experience, a lot of times the winter tends to be colder than normal. If November was warm.
Yeah.
If November is cold, then the winter tends to be warmer than normal. But that doesn't always hold true, you know?
I think
it's as good. Sometimes it's almost as good a forecast as somebody going, well, it's La Nina this year, and therefore we're going to have this. No, there's, like I said, there's so many variables that come into play for a seasonal forecast and how the season progresses.
I think we're starting to run out of time on the episode. I think a quick version of what I expect to happen this year is what happened last year.
Yeah, because this year is very similar to last year. A lot of the variables that we were looking at for last winter are in place again this winter.
Where last winter, let's recap that so people know kind of what I'm forecasting. I don't just want to be like, oh, what we got last year is what's happening this year. It's going to get cold and snow. I think we're going to finish off November warm. I think we're going to start off December warm for December standards. And then once we get into January, stay into February, I think that's when most of this cold, the worst of winter starts to arrive. And then we have to watch out for major snowstorms in January and February. I think it's those 2 months that it starts to accelerate.
It looks like this winter, the cold may be focused toward the middle of the country.
Yeah.
And so with that, if you have more cold around, if it tends to be colder and colder than normal, then your odds of snow or ice are going to go up, just because you're going to have the foundation already there. So, again, like we were saying, I mean, it looks like for this upcoming winter, we're probably going to have some colder than normal bouts of weather throughout the winter, especially toward January and February.
Real quick, too, La Nina, El Nino, we're talking about that. Last year was a weak El Nino. This is the pattern.
It was a weak La Nina.
Sorry, La Nina. You can see that ribbon of cold right there on the equator. That's what makes it a La Nina for people that aren't familiar with it. This year, that ribbon of cold, same location.
It's a little bit more pronounced this year versus last year.
I think we have a very similar setup to last year. If anything, maybe a stronger La Nina going into it, but that's the initial thoughts. I think that's what we have to look forward to. It's going to get cold this winter.
It's going to get cold.
It's going to get cold. I promise you that.
Yeah.
I promise you it's going to be getting cold.
Even in the most, the least snowy years, it still snows.
It still snows. You can count on that. You can also count us coming back next week.
Yes.
2 dudes in a Doppler. We will not be going anywhere. Jamie will not have a beard despite how many times you email and ask for it. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you.
See ya.